Good evening and welcome. I just wanted to talk about this. It's not done, but it's obviously it's what might become my July book. So this may confuse some of you because I do have another applicant for July bookery, which is this. I've been talking about this earlier. I've put tissue paper in this secondhand novel to make a July book. What's this? Okay. But I need a backup because I'm not sure I will use this. I'm not sure I like it, at least not now. So yeah, so I threw this together today, and as I said, it's not finished. I need to put some lace here or something, but it's, yeah, I'll just show you. So I made it from an ice cream box. It's a box of cones, ice cream cones, which is, it was really good size. I usually use wine boxes for my books, but this was both, I don't know, it's more, it fits better to my hand, and it's also a bit soft. The cardboard isn't as stiff as a wine box, and I like that. So yeah, and I put some fabric on the cover. This is from one of those sample books for wallpaper and drapes, fabrics. So I'm going to put something here, some kind of design paper perhaps, or some other paper, and I have sewn in some signatures, and the first one is taken from a leuchtturm. So if you follow me or have seen some of my videos, you know that I tend to butcher my leuchtturms. And I tend to sometimes not use them up, the whole book. So there are signatures left, like leftover signatures. This is from page 127 to 154. So I put this at the front to house my planning, because in a normal book where I use a leuchtturm, I have this front, what I call booklet, where I put all my planning, my calendars, my weeklies, and next actions and trackers. So I was thinking, if I'm going this route for July, I don't want my planning to be on these pages because they're much too busy and beautiful and distracting. I want my ordinary, boring pages in the front. So I just sewed in a signature from an old leuchtturm. So why did I do this, and why am I not using my ordinary books or something else? Well, I want July to feel special. It's my vacation month, and I would like just to experience kind of a break from the humdrum, from the usual. So I thought I want my July book to be different. So I've made one of my sort of classic junk journals. I've used papers that are dyed with Ecoline watercolor, and with, this is, I don't know, it's so old, acrylics perhaps as well. There are pages from old books with Gothic text, as you can see. Some pages, or maybe just one, from a book about printing fabric. You know, I buy these books in thrift stores and use them for this kind of stuff. So these pages, I mean, I am planning to write more or less the same things as I usually do. Like I'll have my dailies, my development pages, my morning pages and so on. But maybe I will not make them sections this time for July, because I'd like to feel freer than that when I have my vacation month. So I'm going to, perhaps, I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to just do more classic bullet journaling, or whatever you want to call it, where you flip to the next empty page and continue from there, instead of sectioning out the book beforehand. I think I want to do this because it will feel more like being more like leisure somehow, not to be boxed in by sections. And well, this is really, I've used these papers as protection when I've inked other books, so that's why they're really stained and busy, but perfect to, you know, as a starting point for art journaling, because they're already ruined in a way. I'm really drawn to this book and these pages. It's, oh, these colours, I love them. This signature already had some embellishments that I've done for another book. That this signature, I took it out because it got too thick. So I might embellish the rest to fit with that. Oh, a really stained Post-it note. Well, this is a typical Swedish maths, what do you call it? Composition notebook, I think. I've heard people say. That was, you know, in a thrift store. So this is what pupils use to solve their maths problems. Well, I don't like maths, so I have drenched it in tea and tea leaves. So that's why, that's the sort of clutter, no, not clutter, but you can see there are these kinds of, these are leaves, tea leaves, which are still there since I dyed it. But that's one thing I might expound on, using actual leaves, because there's a lot of tutorials about tea staining or tea dyeing paper, but I found that using leaves instead of tea bags and leaving them in until, well, almost until it dries, or until it dries, makes for these really interesting patterns. Maybe not so much in this one, but I can show you another book where I did this. Let's see, I want to find a really good example. And this one, it smells so good, because it smells of tea. Oh, this is a good page. You can see these patterns that the leaves leave behind, the actual leaf, and then sort of a puddle around it. So it really can make for some interesting pages. Look at this. I love it. It looks old, and you don't know if it's stained, like ruined by like it's whatchamacallit, you know, if it's deliberate or not, if it's been if it's moldy or if it's actually marbled or something. Frogs, yeah, this is my fantasy novel / series Bible. So that's why belief systems, creatures. Yeah, but oh, look at this. Yeah, so yeah, that was a parenthesis. But I did the same with this book, and some of the pages show the same kind of patterns. And this is from the staples in the middle, so they were kind of rusty, I guess, or rusted when I did this. So why did I include this? It looks kind of grotty, but I feel like I will want some pages that are really ancient looking this summer. Maybe for writing, oops, okay, never mind. Maybe for writing fantasy novel excerpts, maybe for, I don't know, drawing nature scenes, I don't know. I just felt like I will want this in July. Then I have my morning pages lined paper for once. Well, this was a notebook I got from a friend who had used some of the pages and ripped them out and didn't want it anymore. So I thought, well, why not? A whole little notebook. So both of these are not regular signatures that I've made myself. They're bought books. This is from that wallpaper sample book that I was talking about, the same year. This is from. And here at the end I have a gap because I have my back book that I transfer every time I change front books. So this will be cut away from this and put in here, and I'll probably glue it to the back here. So it's I think, because yeah, how else would I do it? I can't sew it in because it's too big. I'm not too sure about the cover. I might cover it up with something, not that, but yeah, some kind of image, maybe a flower fairy and some lace to finish it off. And I might use this for July, I might not. Now I've shown you, and stay tuned.